Hey, everybody, welcome to another live edition of the Bull Crew podcast. Every time I say that live edition, dude, drives me nuts because I'm like, what the hell? All right, look, we
Live.
are live. We're always live. All right, unless you're watching on YouTube, in about 8 hours, we are not live. But right now, we are live. That frustrates me that I do that every single time. Anyway, getting ready for the weekend. Again, the Chargers taking on the Bengals. It's a big Sunday night game. I always think it's cool when you're in prime time. If you had to pick a prime time game to be in, without a doubt, the Sunday night game is the best game. Thursday, you go, all right, cool. My team's kind of playing Thursday, but then a lot of people you have to worry about when you're getting off of work, where you're meeting up for the game. Are you going to be late to watching the game? And then Sunday, you feel like there's another party, but you aren't invited. Like, what do you do? It feels really weird. Monday Night Football used to be kind of cool, but it kind of sucks the whole day Sunday. My team's not playing. But as a fan, the best day, without a doubt, if you're going to go primetime, is Sunday. And primetime is important because it shows your team is relevant and everybody's paying attention. Right now, the Chargers are playing great football. There's not a football expert out there right now that's not saying this Charger team is not a playoff team. This is a playoff team. Everyone is sitting there clapping their hands to Jim Harbaugh, to Justin Herbert, to the amazing job they're doing. If you are Brandon Staley, this has to be your worst nightmare because everyone is saying Jim Harbaugh inherited a team that is almost exactly the same as last year's team, yet this team is now one of the best teams in the league where coaching has made a difference. So as they get ready for the big game against the Bengals, we looked at it. We said, man, kind of nervous that Joe Burrow and the Bengals are coming to town when the schedule first came out. All of a sudden, I think all of us are going, go ahead, bring your ass to town. We're winning. Chargers are playing really well right now, and we're excited to see it keep going. Don't you agree, Josh, or do you have something completely different that I set you up for?
No, I feel comfortable about the Bengals coming to town. The offense scares me, of course, but I feel good about our defense. I feel like our defense can do well against anybody at this point. The real test is these next 4 to 5 games that we talked about on the last show. If you can win 2 out of the 4 or 3 out of the 5, I think you feel very good about this team. I know the Bengals right now are not a playoff team, but they have a playoff level offense. So if you can keep the Bengals, Mario, to less than 20 points like we've done all season, we should be able to win this game the way that Bengals defense has played this year.
Exactly. Like, this defense is clearly the weakness in this team, and the strong suit of this team, his name's Joe Burrow. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of him before, but it turns out he's pretty damn good at football. But that haircut's still absolutely brutal. Shout out to the guy for doing that and, deciding I'd never want to get laid ever again. Nice job, man. You really did your best on that one. No, it's going to be a good matchup. I think this defense can show up. You keep them, like you said, Josh, I think you keep them at 20, you should win the ball game, right? And that's not like unreasonable ask, I don't think, Dave, for this defense to do that. They've done it all year. You keep them at 20. You keep Jamar Chase at bay. You put pressure on Burrow, make him move. I don't know if you guys caught it in that Ravens game, but he got, banged up a little bit in that game. And every time he got up pretty slow. He wasn't like popping up after a lot of them. Like, this is a guy that's not 100% playing against the Chargers. So, and we've learned from the Chargers that we don't have to lean on Bosa and Mack. We have a lot of guys that can get the QB, and we need to be in his face all day long.
It's funny. Joe Burrow and the Bengals are a strange situation. Like most organizations, you assume in pro sports will do everything they can to win, especially when you have a franchise quarterback like Joe Burrow. Like, the Bengals have been around a long time. Going back to when I was a kid, watching guys like Ken Anderson and Boomer Esiason and all the guys that Bengals fans would say, that guy is our guy and we're happy to have him. Joe Burrow is the best quarterback they've ever had. But to sit there and say we're going to sit there and shower him with weapons, whether it's a running back, whether it's 2 wide receivers, but to really not protect him, or not to have a defense that lines up with them. When they went to the Super Bowl, we all knew there was a big weak spot in that organization. At the same time, when you're known as being cheap, which the Chargers have had that moniker for years of just being a cheap franchise. Cheap franchises usually don't win unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs that spend money right where you need to spend it, right? They spend it on a coach, they spend it on a tight end, they spend it on a quarterback. But when those ratings came out about facilities, remember the Chiefs finished dead last. But the Bengals have always been known as that cheap team, to the point where they used to say, if you want to play on this team or you're going to be on this team, you have to buy a white helmet and then we'll decorate it for you. Kind of crazy. But I look at Joe Burrow as a guy that's an Ohio guy. Everyone knows his story. An Ohio guy, was with Ohio State, wasn't going to work out there, goes to LSU, has a fantastic, finish to his college career, Heisman Trophy, national championship, all that stuff. But at some point, as I'm long-winded into this, Joe Burrow has to say, what the hell are you guys doing in my career? Mario, you just said he was banged up. He has been banged up his entire career. There's always something where, and you look at Joe, you talk about the frosted hair and everything else about T. Higgins leaving as a free agent at the end of the season. Things are only going to get worse. He could have a new head coach. Who knows if that's the difference? Ownership has always been the problem. But if you're Joe Burrow and you're going, I'm the face of the franchise, I'm Mr. Cincinnati, you guys are wasting my career. Sound familiar? We said a lot about this about Justin Herbert about 7 weeks ago. At what point does he go and say, hey, I need weapons. I need something to throw to. Joe Burrow's in the opposite situation. I need people to protect me, and I need the defense to take care of their side of the ball.
I think Joe Burrow has got enough help everywhere but the offensive line. And obviously people are going to say, well, the offensive line is probably the most important. It is. I mean, but if you look at what Joe Burrow's had compared to Justin Herbert, I don't even think it's close at this point. They have a star that plays on defense in Trey Hendrickson. Joey Bosa hasn't been that. We do have Khalil Mack now, but he hasn't been practicing tomorrow. I don't know if he's going to play in this Bengals game. They used to have Jesse Bates, an all-pro safety that's now at the Atlanta Falcons. T. Higgins is a number one on a lot of teams in the NFL. He's a limited participant. And then you have Jamar Chase. This is going to be the best receiver the Chargers face all season. So this is the big test right now for our rookie cornerbacks. Do you think, Mario, do you agree with Dave? Do you think Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert have had similar situations where the team has not helped them out in their careers?
Yes and no, right? They kind of mimicked each other in that the thing that the Bengals did that the Chargers didn't do was this past draft, right? Bengals are in a similar situation where you kind of had the QB, you just got a coach, and you were going, do we go with an O-line or do we go with a receiver? And the Bengals went with the receiver. They went with Jamar Chase. They went with Joe Burrow's best friend that he had at LSU. The chemistry was there, and it really worked out for him, right? They got that Super Bowl run. The cards fell in place for them that year, and maybe we think too much of it now. That could be an argument. Where the Chargers go, hey, we're at the 5th pick. We can get Malik Neighbors, who would do similar things with Herbert, where it would just take off, or we can start building up front in our own line and start just building center blocks towards a team that can last for a long time. So I think similar situations, they just took two opposite turns. Now, which one's going to work best long term? I would argue, guys, it's going to be the Chargers for the sole reason, and we mentioned this on a lot of times on the show. The Bengals are the cheapest organization in football. They're very, very, very cheap. T. Higgins is not a Bengal next year.
Simple. No, he's not.
Yeah. Trey Hendrickson, let's see if that guy's a Bengal his whole career. Let's see if Burrow's a Bengal his whole career. Let's see if Jamar Chase is too, right? This is an organization that when the bill comes, they're looking over at the best friend, hoping the best friend pays for it. They're looking over at the date going, hey, you're going to pull the credit card out, how many points, you want to get a little points back on this action? Because I don't. That's the type of organization they are. So it is similar, Dave, in a way, but I think they also chose to go in two separate directions at the same time.
Yeah, my whole point of bringing that up is Justin Herbert didn't complain. I mean, I've said on here a bunch of times, at what point do you say, hey, my career is disappearing? You got to get me something. Whereas your Joe Burrow, it's different. I mean, he has one where they've gone to a Super Bowl. He was the guy known that would take care of the Chiefs. He's a fun player to watch. Injuries have been a major part of his career. I mean, it's one thing to lose, but to sit there and feel it, going, I'm hurt because of you guys, and that's kind of where Joe Burrow's been. That being said, here we go. The Bengals are coming to town. Let's break this game down a little bit. All right. Bengals are coming to town. Chargers, again, are in a good situation. At the same time as Charger fans, I think you're happy with what you've seen the last few weeks. Don't look at who they beat. Look at how they beat those guys and really how they're executing. Right now they are polishing the season off where they're going into the direction of saying the postseason's coming, and guess what? We're going to be playing our best football at that time. Injuries aside, and it's one of those things I've always, this is all against my thought process as a sports fan. Injuries are going to happen. You don't know they're going to happen. But I'm like, God, it's always turns into an excuse of, well, they fell apart because of injury. I think Jim Harbaugh has kind of set this thing up, and Joe Ortiz, tip my hat to him as well, where we're going to sustain injuries as they go. There are guys who are getting game time experience that are stepping in. Khalil Mack, you just mentioned, who hasn't been able to practice. Joey Bosa, who knows? Joey shows up. It's to the point, who gives a rat's ass? As long as Justin Herbert's healthy, it still keeps going. The train keeps moving, and that's what this Charger team looks like they're doing right now. So, Mario, I know you put a lot of work into breaking it down, though. Here we go. Tell us what the Bengals have and what we need to look for.
All right, well, very clearly, we've already mentioned him ad nauseum, but let's just go over the quick stat leaders and where he's at amongst all the QBs in the NFL right now. Joe Burrow, he leads the league in pass yards. He's first in passing touchdowns. He's third in QBR. He's second in passer rating. Jamar Chase, his best friend, his boy, his brother. Catch percentage is fantastic. At 75%, that's around top 20 in the NFL. He's also leads the league in receiving yards as well. Very, very, very dangerous. The thing I will watch out for, tied in 14th in sacks allowed. If you want to get home on the Bengals, congratulations, you're getting home. Whether it's Bosa, Thule, who's led us in sacks, and a lot of that's came from the past couple games this year, whether it's Bud Dupree or if Mac, if he's able to play, I imagine he's able to play because it's Mac. He loves his big games. They're going to be able to get home pretty quick. The thing about this team, though, that's very much their weakness is that if you affect their passing game, congratulations. They have freaking, I almost cussed, absolutely zero on the offense besides that. The run game's not very good. 29th in rushing offense this year. You make him run it with Chase Brown, congratulations. You're going to win the football game because it's just not going to be sustainable for that team. You look at themselves defensively. Guys, at one point, this defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals was really considered to be a genius and kind of like the next genius head coach coming, right? I got news flash for everyone in the NFL. I don't know if you're going to hire this guy after this year, right? Like 26 in points allowed, 14th in opponents' yards per play, and the passing defense is atrocious. Lamar has torched them, 290 in his first matchup against them, kind of threw all over. In the second one, he threw for 348. Hurts had a really good game with them. I believe that was the first game back for Brown and Smith, and they weren't even like 100% yet. Jaden Daniels, too, the sensational rookie, only had 2 incompletions on him. This to me, Josh, and I wrote this in the rundown, I firmly believe it. Looking at the secondary for the Bengals, thinking about how important this game is and the spotlight it's under on Sunday Night Football where everyone's going to be watching, this is Herbert's MVP game, right? Here we are. The secondary is weak. Your receivers are playing their best football. Chark might play more than one snap. But more importantly, I think we see where Herbert falls short stat-wise, where it's like, hey, this guy's playing MVP football. You look at that stats, you go, oh, is he really? It's going to show in this game where you go, oh, wait, he's going to go run now because Trey, beat whoever is getting outside the pocket. He's going to go run for the first down. Oh, he's going to extend this play. Oh, he's going to make that throw. This is the party that starts now for the MVP campaign for Justin Herbert. I think it's going to be on for show for everyone tonight. That MVP number that is today is going to change at Sunday at midnight after this game, no matter win or lose, because of Justin Herbert.
I think it's a great call. You can't win the MVP unless you play in a primetime game and you show out. And this is the game for Justin Herbert to show out. For those that aren't not aware of who Trey Hendrickson is, most people aren't. He's awesome. He's very, very good football player for the Cincinnati Bengals. He has 11 sacks on the year, tied for first in the NFL. Last year, he had 17 and a half. He's going to make the Pro Bowl again this year. That will be his 4th time in a row he's made the Pro Bowl. That is the guy you watch out for in the Bengals defense. He is a beast. The way I envision this going for Justin Herbert, he's going to feel pressure from wherever Trey Hendrickson's at, and he's going to get outside the pocket and extend plays with his legs. I said this right after the last game. That is the best version of Justin Herbert. The version that we always get is the accurate passer, the guy that makes the tough throws. The version that we don't get as much as I'd like is the guy that extends plays. And that's who we saw last week. I think Justin Herbert does that again this week. QJ, I think this is a game where he can show out again. Josh Palmer, Ladd McConkey, I think gets a ton of targets, Mario. Dave called this out on the last show. You really didn't need Ladd McConkey against the Titans. This week, you probably do need Ladd McConkey against the Bengals. I think he gets a ton of targets. The Jamar Chase stats look fake. I'm looking at him right now.
Yeah. When he plays, it looks fake. Forget the stats. Just watching
it's
him.
Madden.
Like, this is ridiculous.
It's crazy. I don't even know. Can you guys think of a time where the 2 best receivers in the NFL were on the same college team? Is this the only time in NFL history? I mean, they're definitively the 2 best receivers in the NFL.
I can't even. Maybe a Bama team in there.
I'd like to say yes, but no. I'd love to say yes, but no.
The Jamar Chase stats, real quick. 10 games played, 66 catches, 981 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
So
unbelievable. Good. Before I pass it off to Dave to talk about this Bengals team, I have to mention the T. Higgins situation. T. Higgins has missed 5 games, I believe, this season. Similar to the 49ers where they had Brandon Ayuk complaining about his contract. This is a recipe for disaster. If you have a star player that's complaining about their contract before the season, it's just not going to go well. It ruins team camaraderie, and the offense It's just one-sided. It's Jamar Chase or nothing, really.
I'm with you. I can't even argue that right there. It goes back to, we had this conversation about a year ago, and you don't want to believe it as a sports fan, but Tony Gonzalez saying that 80% of the guys in this league don't care about wins and losses. It's all about money. And as a sports fan, all we care about is wins and losses, right? I mean, we're all in on wins and losses with our team. I mean, there are people who every year they're blowing out birthday candles and their wish is, the Chicago Bears winning the Super Bowl, the Chargers winning the Super Bowl, the Lions winning the Super Bowl before they die. I mean, this is it. This is what sports is to a lot of people. It's everything. It's your escape for all the things that suck. And then you have guys that are wearing the uniform, and you find out that 80% of the guys don't care about wins and losses. They're nice if you win, but it's not going to hurt you when it's over. Basically, they're looking for generational money. I understand all that. But, man, for a sports fan, that is tough to hear. And when you hear guys like T. Higgins, and we know what's going on, right? You're going to play the minimum amount of games to become a free agent next year. That's what you're going to do. And then you're sitting here wasting Joe Burrow's career, and you're wasting Jamar Chase's career, and you're wasting other people's careers. And coaches are going to get fired. It sucks. I mean, it is what it is, but it sucks. And that's the frustrating part. Hey, guess what? Teams like the Chargers are going to benefit this week because of it, though. And that's why, the Bengals are coming into town and they're pointing fingers and the season's not going the way they thought it was going to go. And right now you're thinking two things. The check's still clear and I just want to be healthy when Christmas comes around. That's about it. Because your team's not winning the Super Bowl this year. A year ago at this time, we all did our breakdowns about which teams we thought were good, who was going to win the division, who was the second best quarterback behind Patrick Mahomes. And guess what? That thing was filled up with answers that had Cincinnati Bengals all over it. And now it doesn't feel that way anymore. It feels like a franchise in disarray.
To your point on that, too, really quickly, that's another key that I kind of had last night when doing all this research and thinking about this Bengals team. The Chargers, Josh, I feel like just need to play free. I know that just seems like a very classic term, but the Bengals in the spot they're in right now and the standard that everyone kind of held them to and the cap number that they're going towards or the contracts that are coming up, this is do or die for them. At 4-6 right now in week 11, this is do or die. Every drive that is leading a touchdown is a problem. It's, stakes are at the ultimate high. Every 3 and out is bad. It's really, really, really bad. It's hell or high water for this team right now. And all the Chargers got to do is play free and just handle the storm, right? This team's they're going to be swinging in the corner the whole time. They're going to be throwing bombs. You just got to stay the course because they're going to make mistakes because they're a desperate team. And the Chargers aren't a desperate team. They're, like we said, they're overachieving. This talent on this team, they're overachieving. People think they're a playoff team. And if you took away, the names and you just gave stats, you'd be like, really? But they're overachieving. The Bengals are very much under. And next year and the year after that, I highly doubt they're as talented.
Yeah, no, I don't think so at all. And T. Higgins is not a guy that I'd want on my team. Somebody that's had injury history, asking for a lot of money. It looks like Joe Ortiz is not going to entertain somebody like that. Mario mentioned Chase Brown. He is the leading rusher for the Bengals. He was the backup running back going into the season with Zach Moss. I believe if you can shut down the run game, which you should be able to with this Chargers defense, you bracket Jamar Chase, right? You put two guys over there. You make sure he doesn't get the ball. There's a conversation going on in the chat right here. Who do you put on Jamar Chase? We have Tarheeb still. We have Cam Hart. Christian Fulton might be back this week. I think a little bit of everything. I'd throw different looks at him. They're 3 completely different players. Make it as uncomfortable for him as you can. And then you have to get home on Joe Burrow. You have Bud Dupree, who's been playing well. You have Tooley, who's been playing really good. Joey Bosa, you should expect to get a sack in this game. And then Khalil Mack, like Mario said, he usually shows up for big games. I know he's banged up right now, but you would expect him to show up for big games. The magic number for me is 4. I think the Chargers get a minimum of 4 sacks in this game, Dave.
Yeah, I think 4's a good number right there. I think if you said 4, I'd say though I would take the over though. I think the Chargers get more than 4. I think that's a good line to put it at. I am interested to see kind of what this Charger team looks like as far as the confidence factor, the swagger factor. Not looking like the University of Miami in 2001. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, the confidence level of what they have. Believing that when we take the field, we know we're better than the guys, and they know we're better than the other guys. We know we're playing at home. We know it's a primetime game. Cincinnati's not going to be overcome by that. My point is, though, there has to be something inside of you to say, hey, we are pretty good. and we just got to live up to expectation, because expectation is when we walk off the field, we're going to be leading on that scoreboard. Everything has gone so well for the Chargers. People want to know, what is the magic recipe, right? Because Jim Harbaugh has done this before. He's not some fluke coach that all of a sudden took a team over and they're playing their, lights out. Jim Harbaugh has done this. That's why he's here. He did it in the University of San Diego, did it at Stanford. Of course, Michigan won the national championship. That's why he's here. People want to know what's going on. Mario talks about Jesse Minter all the time, right? Hey, can we hold on to him? And the more I think about it, I'm like, well, no one's going to take a guy first year in the NFL after leaving Michigan, and he's Jim's guy. Man, he is getting so much talk. I mean, the number one defense in the NFL. There's so much talk about this guy and what he's done, and being able to sit there and take it to every level and dominate is insane. And then Jim Harbaugh is not helping the case either by telling everybody, hey, I'm the kind of guy that I hire you as a coach and I let you do your job. I'm not the guy that sits there and has to walk around and going, all right, I have the cornerbacks. I have, I have the safeties. That might be your job as special teams, but I'm going to coach special teams. And he lets you do your job. He walks around, does a great job with it. So by him saying that is awesome for his coaches that might get other jobs down the line. Us as fans, we're like, we want Jesse Minter here as long as we can, because what we're seeing, we cannot believe. Because Brandon Staley was supposed to be a defensive genius. I don't see it.
I think on top of that too, the worry I always have is like when someone gets a head coaching job, it's like, how many guys are you taking with you? Yeah, because it's you're gonna take your defense coordinator. You're probably gonna try to take your linebackers guy, maybe your secondary coach. Like, you're gonna take someone. Like, it's not just, oh, I'm out. No, it's like, nah, some of the boys are coming with me too, and now you really gotta try to rebuild. And if you don't think that affects a team, the Ravens, speaking of another Harbaugh brother, I bet they really wish they still have Mike McDonald right now, because that defense, I mean, whoo, me and Josh, after a couple pops, could probably score a touchdown on those, Like, come on. No, and the thing, too, that I'm interested in this game, Josh, do you think we can afford a shootout?
No.
Do you think okay.
No.
So you think, okay, go into it.
No, this Chargers team's not built for a shootout, and I would love to tell you that they are, but they aren't. It's just not, and I'm fine with that. I'm 100% fine with that. Chargers have had many shootout teams in the past, and it amounted to nothing. So I'm cool with the defense making the game ugly. I think the uglier you make this game, Mario, the worse it is for the Bengals. The Bengals want to be flashy. They want to put up a ton of points, tons of yards. They don't want it to be ugly. And the Chargers used to never play ugly games. That is who they are now. And I'm 100% okay with it. You make this game ugly, you make it hard on Joe Burrow, you're going to win. If it turns into a shootout, I do not believe that we have the star power with Justin Herbert to put up 35 plus points. It's just not the way this Chargers team is built.
Mari, it's funny. That's a great question you asked. I'm surprised it took us this many weeks to even get to that point, but not that you finally asked a great question. But this team is not built for a shootout. You know what I mean? At every
Took you 3 years.
At every point in the season, someone's going to have to sit there with their backs against the wall and get a quick score. That's 100% not this team. I mean, anyone on the side here in this group chat can say, I'm a Charger fan, live or die, man. This is it. Dude, this is not built for that team at all. You just don't have the weapons to sit there and go, hey, we're down by 4 and we have, 45 seconds to put something together for a touchdown. That's not this Charger team at all. Kind of scary.
It is a little scary, and it's frightening, but I think the thing that kind of keeps me calm is that, like, how many teams can, create a shootout against a Genti Minter defense, right? Like, how many teams can really pull that off, for being honest? Because he's played, the best quarterback in the NFL, and he was able to do that. I know he's having an off year, but still, that's a pretty good feeling. And, like, you look through their schedule, it's not like the Bengals have won shootouts this year. Like, I would, count 3 shootouts, both with the Ravens. 2 with the Ravens, lost both, and then 1 with the Commanders, and they lost that one. And, like, 2 of those were at home. So if it does go to it, I think it very much goes the Bengals' way. And if I had to get like percentage of win, I'd say it's like 60-40 shootout goes to Bengals. But just also note of it, they're not winning those either. Like, they somehow find a way to lose those. When in the past you would say, no, Joe Burrow will always find a way, which is, something to keep in mind. I just think something extremely interesting. But I do think under lower scoring, the better for the Bolts.
Yeah, I got a question for Dave. Dave and I love to talk about quarterback and wide receiver relationships. specifically the one with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs last year. I thought it was so fascinating the way that turned out. Do you have any thoughts about Jamar Chase's comments after the game? I'm always open. Should have thrown it to me on the 2-point conversion. It's Joe Burrow's fault. What do you think about that? Does that mean anything for this game?
No, yeah, I think every quarterback knows. I mean, anyone that's played with anyone who's been quarterback, let's say 6th grade, PE, and it's like I'm going out and guess what? We get to play football and we pick teams and we have 30 minutes to go at it before we have to go back to class. Guess what? If you're quarterback, someone's always coming back to you saying, I was open, right? We've all heard it a million times. It just comes with the position. What position do you play? Wide receiver, I'm always open. I mean, that's just the answer to every single time. So, yeah, if I'm Joe Burrow, I'm rolling my eyes, going, you know what? There should have been a flag called. Basically, I should have got another chance on it. Yeah, it was a one-on-one. Guess what? That wasn't the play. It obviously wasn't the play. If I was the offensive coordinator for the Bengals and I saw what was out there, because I think we're all doing the same thing. We're all looking at Jamar Chase on the left side, going, all right, how is he going to get Jamar Chase the ball? And all of a sudden we're looking to the right instead of looking to the left. Yeah, I understand. But that doesn't do any help. We've spoken about this a million times on the show too. For people who aren't aware, if you never played football, been around football players at a high level, the biggest jerks on the team are the wide receivers and the cornerbacks. All right? They're the ones with the crazy egos. Josh has said it a million times. Who are the coolest guys always? The offensive linemen are the coolest guys always. That's why you'd hang out with guys like Andrew Whitworth and Jason Kelsey and everyone else that's an offensive lineman. They're always the fun guys to be around with. But guess what? The guys who are wide receivers, cornerback, safeties, they are exhausting. Their personalities are exhausting. Am I right, Josh?
Oh, dude, it is. Yeah. The tight end and the offensive lineman were always the guys I hung out with. Just the cool, down to earth people for sure. But you got to like the wide receivers need to like you too. You can't just not talk.
I got it. No, yeah. I understand, but you just listen. You kind of just watch, like, okay, get out everything you need to say. But like, here's the move I've watched all week long. Deebo Samuel going after the long
oh my god,
the kicker has upset me like you wouldn't believe all week long. Like I'm just saying, if it was me, you guys call me a freak because I got upset about a coffee cup. I know I go off the hinges really fast. Okay, dude, it is on. I don't care if I'm going to get cut after this game, dude. I am going to find a way to beat your ass on that sideline before it is over. And even if I lose that fight, guess what? You're going to know you were in a fight. And people are going to know, why did you beat up Deebo Samuel, one of the biggest stars on the team? Did you see him try and choke me out? He went for my neck. I'm going after Deebo, and Kyle Shanahan lost all faith in him when he took Deebo's side. When he did that, I was like, dude, done. If I was one of the players on that team, I said, man, you got to be kidding me. There's a right and wrong in the way you bring guys together. There's no way that Jim Harbaugh would have said, well, he misinterpreted the information. Oh, the part that his hand was around my neck? He misinterpreted the situation. Give me a break. Obviously, what you did is you created a major pecking order on who's important, who's not important. And guess what? Deebo goes in the same Joey Bosa category. Best abilities, availability. Deebo has not been available for many, many games for the 49ers once he got his money. The ridiculous situation. But it has driven me crazy all week long watching that stuff.
What did Shanahan say about Deebo to take his side? What was the justification?
He said he blamed the long snapper for misinterpreting the information.
Misinterpreting what? You suck?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He choked him out. I mean, basically
That's
he said
insane, man. That's
he got his feelings hurt and he shouldn't have, is basically what he was telling him. But told everybody. Yeah. Now, look, I understand you can find a long
got his
snapper
feelings
down the
hurt.
street.
Put his hands on his neck.
You can find a long snapper down the street. That is not the way you behave. You know what the 49ers should have done? They should have either fined him or suspended him for something. But there's no way that's acceptable at any level, man, and anywhere. Try doing that. Turn around, go walk out that office you're in right now, Mario. Go find Ryan Horvat, dude. Put your hand around his neck, dude, and say something insulting to him. See how long it lasts. See if you're working tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, Josh, aren't you guys surprised it happened under Shanahan? Like, he's known to be like a strict guy. You know what I mean? Like a disciplined guy. Like, don't get on his bad side. Like, you drop a ball, you're kind of on his bad side for a week. Like, that's
big phony.
That's surprising to me.
You know, I've lost a lot of respect for Kyle Shanahan this season. The way that they handled the Christian McCaffrey injury, the way they handled the Deebo situation, the way that the team just doesn't look like they're playing hard. You got to question his leadership. The way I look at it, this 49ers team should be a lot better than they have been. You know, the Brandon Ayuk situation, I thought was embarrassing. George Kittle is available every other game. That's not his fault, but for good God, get a tight end that's available for this team. Brock Purdy is playing good enough to be like 2 losses on the year.
Dude,
That's how
Brock
good
Purdy's
he's
been
been.
really well.
He's been great.
By the way, something that's gone like under the radar this whole year, just with all their struggles, is like Brock Purdy's played exceptional football. Like I've watched him play. I'm like,
Yeah.
if this team was good right now, or like to the standard they were the past 2 years, his name would be really flying high in terms of MVP. Like, but instead we're talking about choking the long snapper.
Look at that.
Oh, shout Sean Benford.
Put it up.
Let's go. Look at this legend.
Dude, Sean Benford, absolute legend, 99.99. Man, made my day. Thank you, Sean.
Really, man.
Yeah,
look
if you
at
need
that.
a kidney, man, one of us has you. You get to
What a
He
pick.
didn't even say anything. He just donated. That's awesome, Sean. Dude, look at that.
We don't even have to get mad at you like Thomas. All right, Marty,
for
you want to do
99
the super? Yeah,
For
no, that's
$99.99,
amazing.
we should let listeners choke Mario out when we show up to do a
agree.
Charger game. Yeah.
I'm so down. You get a minute to try. You get 1 minute to try. You get 1 minute.
Dude,
1
let's
minute.
do it in Thunder Alley.
That'd be really
Oh
fun.
my gosh.
That'd be good.
Thank you,
All
Sean.
right,
That's
you want to do
awesome.
the super?
Yeah,
Thank you
let's
so
get
much,
to it.
Sean. Let's do the super chat. All right, we're gonna start out with Leah Smith, friend of the show. Leah 499. Thank you. If you're not taking the like button to Pound Town, what the F are you doing? Come on, chat. I agree with her.
Yeah.
Take the like button to Pound Town.
Yeah. I'll see you guys there.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Dude, by the way, look at the Orioles hat right there in the corner. That's funny as hell. There you go.
Cool.
Orioles, man. Again, I know it's a football podcast right now, but I'm sitting there watching. I'm watching the Dodgers right now, Game 5 of the World Series, right behind the computer. Again, so I'm excited. Let's see another parade in LA. I'd love to see the Chargers follow the Dodgers with another parade.
How many times are you gonna watch that game?
Dude, honestly, I've watched it about 8 times, and I've seen the Freddie Freeman home run at least 200 times. Yeah, and all different variations. I've heard it with Vince Scully doing it a million times. I mean, I can't get enough of it. It's awesome.
If it helps, when North Carolina won in 2009, I rewatched that game like 5 times.
Yeah.
Like the next day. Just being like, hands, bro. I'd die for you.
Dude, so how old I am, Mario. All 3 of us is weird if you're new to the show. All 3 of us are North Carolina basketball fans. When North Carolina won in 93 against Michigan in the timeout,
Yeah.
watch that a million times. Dude, same thing.
Were they favored in that game? I know like gambling was a
Fab
big
Five was always like favored. Fab Five was
Okay,
like always,
yeah.
always favored. And what's funny is George Lynch ended up playing for the Lakers down the line, and I covered the Lakers, so I got to ask him a million questions about that one game. And then every time I see about hit him with something else, he's like, "How many times have you watched that game?" I go, "Almost every day. I watch it all the time."
When I met Hansbro, did I ever tell you guys a story when I met Hansbro?
No, you never did.
All right, this was fresh out of college. It was my birthday present, and we got tickets to Duke, North Carolina. We went to North Carolina bar, and
that's cool.
Yeah, and I, fresh off college, so I'm still in my, college phase. So I'm like really getting it going. And this big guy comes up to me, and I orders at the bar, and it's Tyler Hansbro, and I just like tap him. I'm in pretty rough shape. We go, "What's up, Tyler? How we doing, man?" And he like looks over at me, and he's just not expecting this loud of a guy at 6 foot to be screaming in his ear. And I just go, "Yeah, I really liked it when you beat Michigan State. That was pretty. You got the ring?" And that's what I just said to him. And he looked at me, and he was like in the hands real bug eyed, and he was just, "All right." And just booked it away. And then my boy came up behind me and goes, "Hey, I think that was hands, bro." I was like, "Yeah, let's go to a different bar. This bar sucks."
That's a great story.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude, that's funny as hell. Look at you. Damn it.
What did I do?
That's funny. All right, let's get to these. Sorry.
All right, Matthew Dahl 199. Thank you, Matthew. It says, "Bolt up, guys. I hope Jake Paul gets knocked out." Me too. I do too.
Same. Every single time I watch the Paul brothers go at it, I really want them to get knocked out. Like 100%. I want to see something like knocked out, like bad. I want to see something really bad happen. Is that bad to say? Like bad enough we can never fight again. Bad. Like enough of this charade.
I'm 0 for 8 in boxing bets, and I bet Jake Paul. So hopefully,
Did you really?
versus
Okay.
yeah. That's the one sport I can never get a good read on. I'm fine with UFC, but boxing, I'm the sportsbook's best friend.
Help me out. Where's the fight at? Like, how do we view it?
Oh, Netflix. It's on Netflix. You don't have to pay extra for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting
All right.
weekend to do it.
Yeah, it is. Next one comes from Sean Bergen, $4.99. Thank you, Sean. It says, Mario, brother, how are you liking this DC rain today, bud?
It's pretty. I mean, we've gotten blessed with sunshine, so like it's not that bad. I mean, Sean, I grew up in Indiana, brother. Usually it's 12 inches of snow. You're depressed, so this is not bad.
All right.
There you
Next
go.
one comes from Isaiah Francis, 199. Excuse me. It says, Mario, what platform do you use to bet on?
The sportsbook born in Vegas, baby. BetMGM. That's what it is. They pay the bills. I pay their bills sometimes.
All right. Next one comes from Sean Bergen again. All right. You want to get to this?
Oh, what do you guys want to do?
I'll answer it real quick. From Robert
Okay,
S. It says, who's the best DB to cover Jamar Chase come Sunday night? I'm assuming Christian Fulton's not going to be at 100% strength, or else he would be my answer. My answer will be a combination of Cam Hart, Christian Fulton, and Tarheeb Still. Throw 3 different people at him and see how he reacts to each person. Also, you want to bracket him with the safety. I don't know how you don't keep, 3 different sets of eyes on him at all times.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, my opinion is kind of almost exactly what Josh said, but Jamar Chase isn't going to have the same game against the Chargers that he had against the Ravens. I mean, there's no way. And the reason he can't have a game like that is it's not the NBA where some coaches go, he's going to get his 50. Let's worry about the other 4 guys. You're going to lose. You do that in the NFL, straight out, you're going to lose. So I think what Josh said, breaking it down, was exactly what you're going to see. The safety is going to be the key.
And you good mention also about like he won't have the same game against the Ravens. Look at his numbers against AFC North teams. Like that's also why those numbers are like a little inflated right now, just because he rocks those teams.
Yeah.
Next one comes from Sean Bergen, $4.99. It says, late birthday beer for Dave. Also, y'all, my favorite pod. Feels like I'm with the boys kicking it. That's literally the point of this podcast, and I'm happy you said that. When Dave, Mario, and I started the podcast, we said we want it to feel like we're just hanging out, talking about the Chargers. So super appreciative you feel that way.
That's exactly what we want. You're right. Absolutely. Thanks. By the way, so many people are so nice to wish me a happy birthday yesterday. That was extremely nice. I went and checked out YouTube as far as the comments last night and this morning, and they just kept flying in. Very nice. Great audience.
All right. I think Sean is our wealthiest fan of the show. $49.99. So that's $150 for Sean. Thank you so much. It says, happy birthday, Dave. Mario, send me some pics. Dude, do whatever he wants, Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Hey. Go ahead, Dave.
What age do you want? His mom will send you pics for that money.
And
come on.
He's talking about game pics, not like pics of his body.
Oh, I thought he was talking about pics when he was growing up, like a 3-4-year-old.
Dude, what?
And this is the part where Lisa Heron turns off the pod.
No, she doesn't.
My
She's not going anywhere. You aren't going anywhere.
God.
Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I just saw right now there's a K in there. Sorry.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, Sean, keep an eye out for Herbert rushing yards. As whatever it is, take it right away. I think he's gonna go. It's gonna be a light number. They're gonna post at the last second because they don't want to not make money off it, and they know it's gonna really go towards the consumer. So wait for that one. Take John Jones, also submission against Stipe this weekend. He's had Gordon Ryan in his corner. That is the best jiu-jitsu coach in all of the world. So take those 2 just for you right now, and we'll get to some more NFL bets later on in the show. That's called a tease, guys. That's why you go to media school.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Go.
Let's pick some.
By the way, so B. Hannon says on the side here, come on, Dave, get your head out of the gutter. Let me tell you about my birthday real quick. All right. One thing I want to mention. All right. Yesterday, after we did the show, I did another show that I do with Nicole Eggert from Baywatch on Wednesdays. And I didn't pay attention to who the guest was because we were doing this show. So I had to go right from one show to the other show. So it's just like this in the squares. And all of a sudden, Nicole's not there. And then the square lights up. And Brandy Roderick's right there in front of me. Brandy Roderick is, Mario? It's before your time. She was in the movie Starsky and Hutch. She's Playboy Playmate of the Year, Baywatch. And all of a sudden, I'm like, what the hell's happening right now? But I had no idea it was going to pop into that square. It could have been Darth Vader. Like, I had no idea what we were doing. And here comes a brand new Roderick all of a sudden. And she starts singing happy birthday to me. And I'm like, what just happened? I just have a stroke? It was the craziest thing. How about that move?
Oh my
That's a day.
God.
That's
is
a day.
Did you tell her, does she like guys that are 25 that live in the DC area from the Midwest with long hair? What do you think?
I was trying to do my best. I tell you, I always, because here's the move. I was like, dude, every time you get a crazy girl like that on, you come off creepy. And I'm like, all right, I got to stop. I would say something that maybe I shouldn't have asked. You know what I mean? And I think I did all right. Josh saw the show. Did I hold it together?
Yeah, you were good. You pissed off Topanga from Boy Meets World a couple weeks ago, but
I did.
It was
Why? How did you do that?
She said when she thought her acting career was going to be over, she studied marriage therapy. She's going to be a therapist and help couples.
Yeah.
And Nicole asked, Dave, would you ever, if you were in trouble with your marriage, would you ever go to her for help? I'm like, hell no, I wouldn't. I got to be sitting there the whole time going, it's Topanga for Boy Meets World. This 12-year-old girl's not going to solve my problems. And she didn't take it well.
She did not like that.
She didn't like it. Neither one of them liked it. Nicole's like, just turn your mic off. Yeah.
In your defense, that question is set up for the most perfect joke ever. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, I hear that question, I go, this is just layups all over the place of just different angles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. John Lee on the side here says rest Chark for the playoffs is hilarious.
That's funny.
That's funny as can be. Good God. Jeez.
All right.
What a mess.
What we got? Let's pick some games.
All right. You ready to pick games?
Yep.
All right, here we go. We're going to pick some games. I'm excited about this. I was looking forward to this on Thursdays. Here we go. So just so you guys know, if you want to pay attention to someone that can help you out. Josh had the best week last week, by the way. So don't listen to me. I was 8-7. Mario was 8-7. Josh was 9-6 last week.
Don't listen to me.
Okay. Well, Mario was 83-70 on the season.
Listen to him.
Josh and I got off to a terrible start. So we're 74. I'm 74-79. Been winning, just need to catch up from what I did the first 3 weeks. Josh is 69-84. Again, he did best yesterday. All right, here we go. Let's pick some games. All right, Philadelphia Eagles at home tonight, Thursday Night Football. Eagles are favored by 4, taking on the Commanders. I'll go first in this one. I'm going to take Commanders on the road. I'm going to take my MVP and my Rookie of the Year on the Commanders to take down the Eagles and cover that spread. I think Eagles win that game, but I think Commanders. Go ahead.
Man, I got the Commanders to cover. I got the Eagles to win. I think the Eagles right now, along with the Chargers, probably the hottest team in the NFL. So I still think the Eagles win. Just 4 seems like a lot. I got Commanders covering.
I'm with you. 4, I would take the Commanders. If it's anything less than 4, I'd actually lean to go to the Eagles on that side. But at 4, I think you're getting a lot of security with Washington.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on that as well. So here we go. Ravens taking on the Steelers. Ravens, Mario, I believe they're at home right now.
Yeah, they are.
Up. Okay, Ravens at home taking on the Steelers. Ravens are favored by 3. Who wants to go?
I'm going to go Pittsburgh to cover that. Ravens defense sucks.
I have the same thing. I have Steelers.
You're giving me Mike Tomlin with a 7-2 football team at home as an underdog. I'm going to take the Steelers every time. I'm going to take that +3. Not to mention I know that it's extended by, not extended by, but extended week of rest for the Ravens, but like +3 with Tomlin. Like, come on.
All right. So all 3 of us have Steelers as well. This line has changed, and it's changed in the favor of the Lions. Lions are favored by 14. They're at home against the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is not playing in this game. 14 is a big number. I'll say it right now. I'm going to go Lions.
I'm going to go Lions as well. 14 is NCAA spread.
Yeah. Mario, I'm going Lions just because Jared Goff had 5 interceptions last week, and that's not him.
No, it's not. And they had that, and they still came back in the second half and won that game against a playoff team. How nuts is that?
It's crazy.
Like, scary.
It's scary. I'll take the Lions. What I do for this game, for all you degenerates out there, I think this is a good teaser game. So tease it, and then I would tease that, and just look. I'm trying to find like another game I feel really comfortable to tease with it. Maybe the Steelers on top of it if you just want the most security of all time. That's probably a good safe one. So if you want some safety and just, I think, a pretty good option for Sunday, Lions tease and the Steelers tease, you should be running home free, getting some DoorDash.
Okay. Next up, the Rams favored by 5.5. They're on the road. They're taking on the New England Patriots. I'll let you guys go first.
What do you got, Mario?
Oh God. The Rams are the most like confusing team to me of all time. I want to take the Pats plus 4.5. I think 4.5 is a dead number. I think it's gonna be a closer game than we think. It's also in New England. I'll take the 4.5.
It's just saying it's 5.5 is the spread I have.
Oh, you have 5.5?
Yeah, 5.5. I just checked it right now.
I mean, it's even uglier of a number, but that makes you more confident in the Pats.
Okay.
I got Patriots as well.
All right, I'm going opposite of you guys. I'm going to go Rams on this one. I think it's funny. A week ago, I would have thought the Rams are one of the more dangerous teams in the league. Did not play well against the Dolphins, but I think they put on a show against the Patriots. I'm going Rams. Next up, you have the Saints. They're at home, taking on the Browns. Again, if the three of us were broadcasting, this is the game they'd give us. Saints again. They are favored by 1 in this game. Who wants to go first?
I'm gonna go Saints. I mean, Jameis a revenge game against the Saints. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Saints won last week against the Falcons. Maybe they.
Jameis is the kind of guy that forgot he even played for the Saints.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll go Saints though.
Mario, what do you say?
God, I don't want to bet this game or even think about this game at all. I guess. Mother of Saint, whatever. I don't even know the Saints, to be honest with you. Tom, maybe? I don't know. No, Anthony. He finds stuff. And Anthony just found Browns, so I'll just take the Browns.
All right. I have no idea either on this one. I'm just gonna go Browns. I'm just gonna shoot Browns because I looked up and that's what I saw. I would never touch this game. Next game, I'll go first in this one. The Jets, they are favored by 4, taking on the Colts. Going back to Anthony Richardson, the Colts are Jets complete disaster. At the same time, I'm going to pick a disaster to cover those 4 points.
I'm going to go Indianapolis. I think Anthony Richardson plays decent.
One of my favorite bets of the week. It's Colts plus 4, baby. The locker room was split on bench and AR. He comes back. There's less film. The Jets are depressing. They're sad. As soon as there's one bad drive, every New Yorker is going to throw something on the field probably. I don't want them to, but that probably will happen. I like Colts plus 4.
There you go. I like you said that locker room was split, that Anthony Richardson was benched. Well, he comes back. Isn't it still split?
Yep.
I think after the 2 losses, it's not less split. You know what I
mean? All right. Vikings favored by 6. They're on the road. They're taking on the Tennessee Titans.
Vikings. I think Vikings has not looked very good the last few weeks, but Titans are one of the worst teams. So go Vikings.
We go, Mark.
The hang around Titans.
I'm going to the hang around Titans too.
Yeah.
Me too. All right, Dolphins favored by 7. They're taking on the Raiders. This is a home game for the Dolphins. 7's a lot, but I like the Dolphins.
Me too. I think the Dolphins offense explodes.
This Lions, by the way, I've gotten incredibly sharp. I mean, holy hell. But I'll take the Dolphins too in this spot. Maybe Minshew throws a couple picks in there.
Here we go. Packers. This is an interesting game. Packers favored by 6.5. They're on the road. They're taking on the Chicago Bears. I don't like Keenan Allen's remarks the other day, by the way.
What did he say? I made a bad decision?
Said the offensive coordinator on the Bears was too nice of a guy. Okay.
DJ Moore said he makes adjustments too late. So,
yeah. After
anyways, yeah. I mean, yeah. The 2 days later,
we should have done this.
Bears offense is anemic. I think the Packers win by more than 6.
Fun fact for people out there: this was at 6.5 yesterday, and then I was literally sitting next to Horvath in studio, and I don't know who did it, but someone placed a massive bet on the Bears because the line went from 6.5 to 5.5 like that. So it was like
I still have 6.5 on here.
This was at BetMGM. That's why I'm saying
Okay,
it.
got
Yeah,
it.
it's at BetMGM. So that some guy, some Chicago diehard fan thought this is it, fellas, because this is their Super Bowl in Soldier Field.
It
Like
was the
this
new
out flutes
OC for the Bears that placed that bet.
Thomas Brown, maybe. By the way, I mean, we talked about this last show, but that poor guy the past 2 years. At 6.5, I'm gonna
Just
take
do
the
it. You know you want
Packers.
to. Oh, you are. Then go Bears.
No, I just don't have faith in that offense. And I've seen this story so many times. We're like, oh, if we beat the Packers, guys, we can do it. And they never do it.
They never do it.
They never do it. We've played this game for so long. I've seen the group chats already. I've seen the storylines. They can't do it.
All right. Next up, it's the Broncos. They're at home. They're favored by 1.5 over the Atlanta Falcons. I have a feeling both you guys are going to take the Falcons. I'm going to take the Broncos.
I am going to take the Falcons. I wouldn't bet this game though, but I'll take Atlanta.
I would take Denver. I'll take Denver in this, and I'd bet a money line and in a short parlay with something else. I want to take the 2.5. I think they can win.
It's 1.5
outright. 1.5. Oh, it's 1.5 on that.
1.5.
I need to get on. I mean, I need to shop around more. I got 2.5 over here.
All right. Here we go. 49ers. They're favored by 6.5. They're hosting the Seattle Seahawks.
I'll go Seahawks.
Okay. I'll go 49ers.
Have you guys seen the comment, by the way?
Seen what?
Gino's comment. Let's see if I can. I saw it earlier today. He says, I think we can beat anybody. We've got guys in the locker room. We've got the coaches. We got the right mindset. We got the right work ethic. We have to be a little bit smarter and definitely be smarter in the situational area.
Yeah. Ooh. What place are they in? It says a lot of talk. What place are they in?
Like, I don't even
last
know their standings. No, because that division's up for grabs. Oh my God, they are last though.
Yeah, you got a pretty big mouth.
Yeah.
And Gino has 10 picks. Is he talking about himself?
Probably. God, man, divisional game. So I'll take the 6.5.
Okay. Next up on the schedule, you have the Bills. They're taking on the Chiefs. The Bills are favored by 2.5 in this.
Chiefs.
Bills. Not confidently though.
Okay. I have the Bills too. The Chiefs should have lost last week.
They should have, but it's a lot of people are going to bet
Buffalo.
the Bills, I think. Would you guys think people will more bet the Bills or bet the Chiefs since it's plus money?
I have no idea.
People are probably betting the Bills, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Mari's playing. He said that today.
Okay. He hasn't done anything all season.
Yeah. Pacheco's supposed to also practice today.
I don't think he's going to play in the game.
Yeah, it'd be really quick. Even if he plays, I'd maybe snap count. There's no way he plays 100%.
Is there a pick in there?
Yeah, I said Bills.
Oh, okay. What are we doing, Dave?
I was waiting for him to quit filibustering. I don't know what to tell you. What do you want me to say?
I think you fell asleep.
Okay. No, I didn't. Actually, it's the 5th inning right now. This is the big part of the game.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
We're down 5-0, but I feel good things happening. All right, here we go. Texans favored by 7. This is Monday Night Football. Texans favored by 7 over the Cowboys. This is one of those games that I find fascinating in an NFL season that Jerry Jones, did not want another team in the state of Texas. Yet San Antonio can't get a team because Jerry Jones is going to block anything in the entire state. But yet here are the Texans always well below the attention that the Cowboys get. Texans by far better than the Cowboys. I really want to see the Texans stick into Dallas on Monday Night Football. Texans are favored by 7, and I'm going to take the Texans.
I am too. I hate the Cowboys. I really hope it's a blowout.
I'm with you. I think it's the Texans here. But also we haven't really talked about it, but like the whole roof thing with the Cowboys with the sun shining. It's
so funny. So funny.
It's been a disaster. It's been a disaster forever though.
Jerry Jones's comments were funny. He's like, "Do you think we didn't know where the sun rises and sets?" It's like, yeah, I don't think you did.
Yeah, Jerry, clearly you did it.
I mean, it is ridiculous. Yes. All right, last game, and this is the game we all care about. That's why you listen to the podcast. That's why we do the podcast. It's the Chargers. They're at home. It's Sunday Night Football. Chargers are favored by 2.5, taking on the Bengals. I have the Chargers.
I have the Chargers as well.
Simpatico boys. I got the Chargers.
Okay. I got them in the cover. Do you have a cover? I got 23-20.
What's your score prediction?
23-20.
Oh man, look at that.
I'm gonna go 23-17.
I'm gonna go 27-21.
Wow.
Okay.
Players of the game, Mario.
And I'll stick with what I said. That you guys thought I threw a field goal in there or two, but I didn't. That's just Cameron Dicker missed extra point. Okay.
That's what I was thinking too with the 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good last week. It's just been freaking ridiculous.
Exactly.
What do you got, Mario?
All right. My players to watch. It's our tackles, right? They're gonna have tough matchups all night long with Hendrickson. You keep him at bay. You just settle him. You give Herbert a little bit of time. He's gonna be able to make plays. He's gonna be able to get out of the pocket. They're my guys to watch this game. Defensively, look, I've said ad nauseum. It's gonna be Dupree and Tooley. I know I used to say Mack and Bosa, but I think it's Dupree and Tooley. Put pressure on Bosa. I'm not Bosa, on Burrow, and hit Burrow constantly. That guy is not 100%, man. And the more uncomfortable he is, the worse he is. He loves to live in that pocket, does not like to throw outside of it. So do that. Make sure, if they get home on Burrow, that helps out your secondary not being stuck trying to brack and trying to cover Chase.
I like that a lot. I'm gonna go. Cam Hart is definitely the guy to watch for me. I think he's gonna have the toughest test of his NFL career for sure. Hopefully he gets I say an interception, maybe a badly thrown ball by Joe Burrow. I say Cam Hart interception. He might get burned a couple of times. I mean, you kind of expect that. And then on offense, I'll go Ladd McConkey. I think this is the game he gets 12 plus targets. Justin Herbert. If you're Justin Herbert, how do you not throw the ball to Ladd McConkey every chance you can? I mean, that's the guy you trust the most on the offense. I think this is the game Ladd has 100 yards and a touchdown.
All right. So, it's funny is, by the way, people are saying Justin Herbert on this in the chat here. Look, kind of one of the rules on the show is we try not to pick him when we don't have to, just because he's the easiest one.
Yeah.
But I'm going with J.K. Dobbins. Went to Ohio State. Like, give my best to the state because we're facing the Bengals. He did the same thing against the Browns. He did great. Going J.K. Dobbins and Derwin James. I want Derwin James to have one of those signature games. I'm going Derwin James to step up in prime time to be a stud.
I like it.
Okay.
Any closing remarks?
Follow us on TikTok. We just started it up, guys. So all you TikTok lovers, you do the dances. You won't find dances on our channel. But you will. Yeah. You will find a lot of Charger stuff, highlights from the show. It's at Bolt Crew 25. Give it a follow, guys. We're trying to grow the show as best as we can, and we need you guys to do it. So go ahead and give us a follow there, and hope you enjoy all the content. We'll be posting more on the YouTube channel. You see our shorts going. All the YouTube shorts are there. Will also be found on our TikTok. So please give it some love. We're really trying to build this thing up, and we really, really do appreciate it. Like it, share it. If you don't like it, comment. I don't like this clip. Mario, this sucks. And I'll try to find a better clip next show.
There you go.
What's the at? Do you have an at?
Yeah, at Bolt Crew 25.
Nice. Cool. It's awesome. There you go. Again, appreciate everybody that follows the show this entire week. Okay, we did one that was actually on time. Pretty cool. Are we going live on Sunday?
We are.
We are.
Are we
really excited about it. Yeah, we are. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Josh is coming back to California this weekend. So
wait, does that mean we can't watch the game together?
No, we can't watch the game together.
That kind of sucks.
Wait, why is there not a shot you guys could do? Why don't you guys do the wide shot with both of you guys sitting next to each other where you're at, Dave? Is that possible with the game behind you?
We could. We'll try it out.
Yeah, we'll see. So what? We stick two microphones into the computer? Is that what you're saying? Like two of these mics?
Well, how did you do the other show when it was you and Josh?
When we were out of town together?
With different rooms.
No, when you're sitting next to each other though. Like, didn't you guys do? I remember seeing a show.
He wasn't here.
Oh no, he's talking about good chatter.
Yeah, when you guys would just sit next to each other.
It was into what's the thing called, the box?
Yeah.
What's it called? An audio box? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
That might work that way, by the way. All right, we'll figure it out.
We'll do it.
That'll probably work.
Yeah, I think we'll have an idea. Yeah, that'll be interesting. All right, so look, big news. Put that on TikTok right there, Mario. We're watching the game live with you on Sunday. Sunday, if you guys want to watch the game live and you're tired of listening to Al and Chris Collinsworth talk about, how great, or not Al. It's not Al's haven't been there in years. Forget Al. He's
Mike.
out. If you listen to Mike, if I give read Mike's resume right to you, everything behind the scenes, you would never listen to Mike again. But I'm not going to do that. But if you don't want to listen to those guys, listen to us. Then here's the deal, man. We're going to be here with you on Sunday. Hopefully, you're part of the show. That'd be pretty cool. All right, we'll be back Sunday night again. The Chargers taking on the Bengals, and then after the game, I guess we're talking about it.
Yeah,
It just never goes anywhere. Josh doesn't smoke cigars. I'm cigar smoking his face, and that's the way it's going to go. But please like and subscribe, like Mario just said. Otherwise, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you Sunday.
beautiful. And we'll make sure after the game too, there'll be 2 separate posts on it too. So if you just want to catch the post game pod, that'll be a separate link too that you can watch as well. So you don't have to watch the full 3 hours. Thank you guys.